The Karabiner 98K, commonly known as the K98K, was the backbone of the German infantry during World War II. Introduced in 1935, it was the standard service rifle of Nazi Germany and remained in production throughout the entire war. Developed from the earlier Gewehr 98 of World War I, the K98K was a shortened, improved bolt-action rifle chambered in the powerful 7.9 Tukufs 57 mm Mauser cartridge. It was manufactured by several German companies including Mauser, Sauer & Son, and Stier. From the invasion of Poland in 1939 to the fall of Berlin in 1945, the K98K equipped millions of German soldiers across Europe, North Africa, and the Eastern Front. Design and mechanics. The K98K was a bolt-action rifle using the Mauser 98 action, one of the strongest and most reliable bolt systems ever made. It featured 5-round internal magazine, controlled, round feed, 2 large front-locking lugs, 1 rear safety lug, laminated or walnut stock, iron sights adjustable to 2,000 meters. It weighed around 3.7 kg and had an effective range of 500 meters for standard infantry use. Combat performance. On the Eastern Front against Soviet forces, the K9AK proved extremely accurate and durable in harsh winter conditions. However, its bolt-action design meant it had a slower rate of fire compared to semi-automatic rifles like the Soviet SVT-40 or American M1 Garand. Despite this limitation, German training emphasized marksmanship, and many soldiers used the K98K with deadly precision. Sniper role. The K98K was also widely used as a sniper rifle when fitted with scopes, such as the ZF-39. German snipers on the Eastern Front relied heavily on this rifle. Strengths: exceptional reliability, strong bolt system, high accuracy, durable construction. Weaknesses: slow rate of fire, limited magazine capacity. Legacy. After the war, the Mauser action influenced countless modern hunting rifles. Even today, the Mauser 98 system is considered legendary in firearms design. The Mosin Nagant M91 was the standard Soviet infantry rifle during World War II. Originally designed in 1891, it was modernized in 1930 and became the primary weapon of the Red Army. Chambered in 7.62-54 mm, this powerful rimmed cartridge gave Soviet troops strong long-range capability. During Operation Barbarossa in 1941, millions of Soviet soldiers carried the M91 against the invading German Wehrmacht. Design and construction. The M91 was a bolt-action rifle with 5-round internal magazine, straight bolt handle, long 7.30 mm barrel, hooded front sight. Later versions, hardwood or laminated stock. It was simple, rugged, and easy to mass produce. Combat conditions. The rifle became famous during the brutal winter battles around Moscow and Stalingrad. Its simple design functioned even in extreme cold. Soviet snipers, such as Vasily Zaitsev, used scoped versions of the M91 with devastating effectiveness. Strengths: extremely durable, powerful cartridge, cheap mass production, good long-range accuracy. Weaknesses: rough bolt operation, heavy trigger pull, long length. Legacy. The Mosin Nagant remains one of the most produced military rifles in history, with over 37 million made. The MP40 was one of the most recognizable German submachine guns of World War II. Designed by Heinrich Vollmer and produced by Irma Werk, it became standard issue for paratroopers, tank crews, and squad leaders. Chambered in 9.19 mm parabellum, the MP40 was compact, lightweight, and controllable. Design features 32-round detachable box magazine, folding metal stock, open bolt operation. Rate of fire: 550 rounds per minute. Effective range: 100-200 meters. The folding stock made it ideal for mechanized warfare and urban combat. Battlefield role. On the Eastern Front, the MP40 was effective in close quarters fighting, especially in Stalingrad's ruined buildings. However, it was not issued to every soldier. German infantry squads were still centered around the K98K and machine guns. Strengths: compact and portable, easy to control recoil, reliable in most conditions. Weaknesses: magazine feeding issues, limited range, not enough produced for full infantry adoption. Legacy: the MP40 influenced many post-war submachine gun designs and remains one of the most iconic firearms of WE. The PPSh-41 was one of the most iconic and widely used submachine guns of World War II. Designed by Georgy Shipyhin in 1941, it became the backbone of Soviet close quarters firepower during the Great Patriotic War. When Germany launched Operation Barbarossa in 1941, the Soviet Union urgently needed a weapon that could be mass-produced quickly and cheaply. The earlier PPD-40 was effective but expensive and slow to manufacture. The PPSh-41 solved this problem by using stamped steel parts, which allowed rapid industrial production, even as factories were being relocated east of the Ural Mountains. Design and specifications: caliber 7.62 mm Tokarev, operation open bolt, blowback rate of fire 900 rounds per minute, magazine 71 round drum or 35 round box, effective range 150-200 meters. Its high rate of fire gave Soviet infantry overwhelming close-range firepower. The 71-round drum magazine allowed sustained bursts, ideal for urban combat. Combat role: the PPSh-41 became legendary during the Battle of Stalingrad. Soviet assault troops armed with PPShs cleared buildings room by room. German soldiers often captured and reused the weapon, designating it as the MP41. Strengths: extremely high firepower, simple, rugged design, reliable in snow and mud. Weaknesses: high rate of fire, wasted ammunition. Drum magazines could be heavy and noisy. Legacy: over 6 million PPSh-41s were produced. It became a symbol of Soviet resistance and influenced later SMG designs worldwide. The SVT-40 was the Soviet Union's attempt to modernize infantry firepower with a semi-automatic rifle. Designed by Fedor Tokarev, it entered service in 1940 as an improvement over the earlier SVT-38. At the start of WWII, the Red Army aimed to equip large numbers of troops with this advanced rifle, hoping to match or exceed German infantry firepower. Design and specifications: caliber 7.62-554 mmR, operation gas-operated, tilting bolt magazine, 10-round detachable box, effective range 500 meters. The SVT-40 allowed faster follow-up shots compared to bolt-action rifles like the Mosin Nagant. Battlefield performance: in theory, the SVT-40 was superior to bolt-action rifles. In practice, it required more maintenance and training. During the chaotic early months of Barbarossa, many rifles were lost or abandoned. German troops often captured SVT-40s and used them under the designation Selbstverteidigung 259 Zard. Strengths: semi-automatic capability, higher rate of fire, detachable magazine. Weaknesses: complex design, sensitive to dirt and poor maintenance. Legacy: though production declined later in the war, the SVT-40 influenced future semi-automatic rifle development, including later Soviet designs. The Gewehр-43, also known as the G43, was Germany's answer to the growing use of semi-automatic rifles by the Allies and the Soviet Union. Early in the war, Germany relied heavily on the bolt-action Karabiner 98K. However, facing Soviet SVT-40 rifles on the Eastern Front pushed German engineers to accelerate semi-automatic rifle development. The earlier Gewehr-41 had reliability issues. Engineers redesigned the system by adopting a gas piston system inspired partly by captured Soviet SVT-40 rifles. The improved version became the Gewehr-43 in 1943. Specifications: caliber 7.92 Fe7W another Mosin operation gas-operated magazine 10-round detachable box, effective range 500 meters. Combat use: the G43 offered German infantry faster firepower than the K98K. It was also widely used as a sniper rifle when fitted with ZF4 scopes. On the Eastern Front, it gave German troops a better chance in mid-range engagements. Strength: the semi-automatic fire reliable compared to G41, good accuracy, weakness, production, shortages, arrived late in the war legacy. If the G43 represented Germany's shift toward modern infantry rifles and paved the way for later developments in assault rifle technology. The Sturmgewehr 44, often called the St-G44, was one of the most revolutionary firearms developed during World War II. Introduced in 1944, it is widely considered the world's first true assault rifle, combining the firepower of a submachine gun with the range and accuracy of a rifle. Germany developed the St-G44 after realizing that most infantry combat happened at ranges under 400 meters. Traditional bolt-action rifles were powerful but slow, while submachine guns lacked range. The solution was an intermediate cartridge weapon capable of both semi-automatic and fully automatic fire. Design and specifications: caliber 7.92 and 33 mm Kurz operation, gas-operated, rotating bolt magazine, 30-round detachable box, rate of fire low 500-600 rounds per minute, effective range 300-400 meters. The intermediate cartridge reduced recoil, making automatic fire controllable. Battlefield role: the St-G44 saw heavy use on the Eastern Front and during the defense of Germany in 1944-45. Soldiers reported significantly increased combat effectiveness, especially in urban and forest fighting. Many historians believe the St-G44 directly influenced post-war assault rifle designs worldwide. Strengths: select fire capability, excellent balance of power and recoil, high magazine capacity. Weaknesses: introduced very late in the war, complex manufacturing legacy. The St-G44 fundamentally changed infantry weapon doctrine and influenced modern assault rifles used today. The PPSh-43 was a Soviet submachine gun designed during the Siege of Leningrad. Developed by Alexei Sudayev in 1943, it was designed for extreme simplicity, reliability, and mass production during wartime shortages. While the PPSh-41 was powerful, it required more material and time to produce. The PPSh-43 solved this by using stamped metal parts and a simplified structure. Design and specifications: caliber 7.62 DAV 25 mm Tokarev operation, blowback, open bolt magazine, 35-round box, rate of fire 600 rounds per minute, effective range 150-200 meters. It featured a folding metal stock and very compact design. Combat role: the PPSh-43 became popular with tank crews, reconnaissance troops, and paratroopers. It performed exceptionally well in harsh weather and dirty battlefield conditions. German troops also captured and reused PPSh-43 weapons. Strengths: extremely simple design, very reliable, lightweight and compact. Weaknesses: less firepower than PPSh drum magazine, shorter effective range than rifles. Legacy: the PPSh-43 influenced many post-war submachine gun designs, especially in Eastern Europe and Asia. The DP-27, also known as the Degtyaryov machine gun, was the standard Soviet light machine gun during most of World War II. Introduced in 1927, it remained in widespread use throughout the war. The DP-27 gave Soviet infantry squads sustained automatic fire capability to support advancing troops and suppress enemy positions. Design and specifications: caliber 7.62 2004 mm operation, gas operated magazine, 47 round pan magazine, rate of fire 550 rounds per minute, effective range 800 meters. The distinctive top-mounted pan magazine made it instantly recognizable. Battlefield role: the DP-27 saw extensive use from the early defensive battles of 1941 through the final offensives into Germany. It was valued for its simplicity and ruggedness. However, the pan magazine could be awkward to reload under fire. Strengths: simple and durable, good sustained fire capability, easy to maintain. Weaknesses: bulky magazine design, barrel not quick. Change legacy: the DP-27 helped shape Soviet squad tactics and influenced later machine gun development.